what time it is. So let me drop a little gems. Um, whew, this is heavy energy. Very interesting to me per usual. Um, there's a woman in particular. So I had to agree with this is supposed to be about a friend that I had, and she just kept trying to argue and fight and tug with me or whatever. And I just see a little girl and whatever. The little girl was just like misbehaving because she wanted her mama or whatever the case may be. So I was just like, okay, whatever. So in this sense, this is a woman, either she's pregnant with a little girl, just had a little girl, or the little girl is no older than one, okay? And with this child, I feel like there's a woman that basically, she getting pregnant because she knows, I feel like it's a RICO charge. Somebody should catch a RICO. If you don't know what a RICO is, go look it up. Because like I said, a lot of people be, just because I don't talk about it or, pick up on it, it was a lot of that. Which honestly, I feel it's like still on my head, but I feel honestly people are not going to go through with it because all of those people that was getting paid to do something towards me, basically, it's like no real reason to get at me. And then with the mix up of energies, because there was so many people around me at once, the energy could seem so familiar, but it's familiar, but then it's like, me, I'm the type of person, once I see you and I'm not really acquainted with you, I'm familiar with your energy, but it's just like, I'm not paying attention to you, basically. And in this sense, like I was telling y'all, I was bringing up the fact with, the landlords and stuff like that. Like prior to, as I was in the process of moving, like I said, I've been under FBI investigation for a long ass fucking time. So that's why I tell people, don't do stupid shit if you don't know what another person's got going on in their life or whatever. Because some of these people was going to like tarot readers or friends like that just to try to figure out what I had going on. Granted, they're not able to pick up everything that's going on around me. Like now, people are probably starting to pick up something about the government, FBI, CIA, whatever. I've been on heavy surveillance for a long ass fucking time. So it's just like any crime that has went on, it ain't been unseen. It's just a simple fact. Once you attack and do that, all the dots is going to be connected. And on that, like I said, I was already dealing with the fact of my ex-husband and his mama. Then I was dealing with the fact of my mom and my dad and my aunt and cousins. Then on top of that, I was dealing with people that were so-called friends coming towards me. Then it was the dude that I was laying up with me, which I'm not 1,000% sure, but I got an inkling that I'm sure enough that he was somewhere either between them to come towards me, which is understandable. It's whatever. I forgive him because I fucks with him due to the simple fact I learned a lot of shit from his ass. However, on top of that, the first place that I rented when I was here when I first got to Puerto Rico, the landowner, shout out to, the boy, because I don't know his real name and stuff like that, because he into that crazy shit. But the first landlord, I remember she came to me, she was like, yeah, I want to get a reading from you or whatever. She was super nice. She had got me some weed and stuff like that. Mind you, on her picture and stuff like that, she got herself standing in front of helicopters and stuff like that. Now, granted, her man who she was with, clearly you could see that, he'll play in the cool kid, but he preferred to get bent over and stuff like that. Griselle. I just noticed that her energy got a little off towards like, maybe it was getting closer to my lease ending. But when it got closer to the lease ending and stuff like that, in between, it was stuff going on, right? I think like a storm had hit, or it was like it got flooded over there. And when it did that, I knew Shorty was up to some fraud shit when she went on ahead and she filed for FEMA. And I'm like, FEMA is not for you because you're supposed to be staying in the building when you're applying for the FEMA. So I was like, oh, shorty fraudulent in a mug. So once I put two and two together, because it's like I had found the original advertisement for how much I was supposed to be paying for the place. And everybody kept saying, you paying $1,600? You paying $1,600 for that? Shorty didn't ever come through. Like the promise, the mama was saying the same script that she gave me when I had moved in the year prior. So I already knew something was up. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to leave it alone. But low key, you could see that shorty, she came for money anyway, because it was like the house was in San Juan, and I think she lived in like Dorado or some shit like that. Or she said, was it Dorado or Barcelona? She stayed somewhere over there in America. So I was like, oh, and everybody was like, yeah, she got money type shit. And I was like, oh, okay, that. But I'm not tripping because, you know, the only thing I'm concerned of, I got a roof over my head. However, I started noticing some weird, awkward stuff. So it's like, I know she was equating with the neighborhood. And I was like, damn, why does these people keep watching the house? So it was like the lesbian couple from across the street just kept like gawking at the house. And then it was like another house like directly in front of us where the guy, I don't know if he was maintenance or if he was part of that place, because I think they did B&B. And it was like a couple that's a doctor that stayed there too. So I was just like, all right. It was like a mix between the two. So I was just like, all right, what's up with this? But when I put two and two, I was like, those are some swinger couples. Those are some, you know, people that's some lesbian. And then the people that was written to me, her and her little boyfriend or whatever. I just knew it was some funny fraud stuff. But then when I noticed, like, with sites and stuff like that, shit, if you got enough money, shit, you could pay anybody on a site and be like, hey, keep these listings off of there. Or if you're trying to lure somebody into somewhere, hey, just put up these advertisement and put this price. Because this is like a person that, when she was gossiping to people, she was like, yo, just set it at this price. She'll probably most likely get it because she got money. So it's like she was spreading around what I was making to other people. So I'm just like, bruh. Ain't nobody stupid, because it was like, once she came for me, I'm like, I'm paying you $1,600. On top of that, the girl that stayed upstairs, I think she hauled off and walked off and told me she was paying no more than like $800. I was like, oh, so shorty scamming me for the money, and then had the audacity to come at me, oh, you supposed to have paid the light bill. I was like, honey, ain't in no contract, no nothing like that. So I'm under the assumption that the light was under with what I was paying already, because shit, it was well $1,650 at that. Got proof and receipts that I paid this girl every time on time. And at times I'm ending up paying her like $1,700 or $1,750. So I knew she was hustling, because she was like, oh, I need to get this fixed. And I was just like, look, shorty trying to finesse. So by then I'm already irritated. I'm looking for another place, because I'm like, she finessing at this point. Like, she was pushing it. So I was just like, all right. Because it's like, physically I can't get you here, because she would try to dodge a call, or she'll wait days or something like that just to respond. So I was just like, you know what, cool, it is what it is. Because it was like, to a point, like, I thought I had to go back to the States when I first got in. Mind you, you got 60 days whenever you sign a contract. Or anyway, if it's part of U.S. territory, you got 60 days. And I was just like, I'm not sure if I need to go back to the States. However, you know, I'm just going to let you know up top. She was like, well, if you're going to leave, you're going to have to pay $18,000. I'm like, shorty, get the fuck out of here. So I'm just like, all right, let me keep this. And then when my dude came, he was just like, yo, this is not right. Let's go find you something else and more affordable, because this is not right. You're getting robbed. I was like, all right, cool. Found a place or whatever, getting ready to go get it. And then something kept telling me like, nah, stay. Because it was like, I knew something was up. Because right afterwards, I think that's when like he had left, and then the storm had hit and stuff. Because it was like, we was without water, with light for a few days and stuff like that. So when that goes on, I just knew she had some part in it. I didn't know how far or how much she had to do with it, but then it was just like, once I had moved into the second spot, I put two and two together. The second spot was out in St. Lucie. St. Lucie, shit, you gotta be a tough cookie to survive out there, okay? You ain't about that life, you ain't got no business being over there, okay, on that side. And that's on God. And the crib that I was in, I was just like, dude hit me up talking about, oh, he knew at that point, like, there was water coming through the walls, ain't no hot water, a lot of shit wasn't working and shit like that. And then I just remember I kept walking. But like in certain parts of the house, it was hollow. So it was like, I couldn't put my finger on it, but it was just like, I knew it was something like mad weird in the house. On top of, like, I had spotted the cameras, but it was like I ain't had no way or no gadgets or tools to take them off or whatever. Because the guy that was supposed to come through the maintenance, like, he had the biggest fucking crush, always flirting and stuff. Oh, maybe yes. I'm like, boy, if you don't be somewhere. But he was flirting, but he was always nice to me or whatever. He always looked out for me and stuff like that. But then it was just like, when I was putting the pieces together, like, I'm like, I'm here. The people that stayed on my right, like, Shorty would wild out. Like, when I first was there, she was quiet. But then it was like, after a while, Shorty started wilding the fuck out. Then it was the neighbor on the left side. Like, she was just, I think she just had the hate for the world because she just couldn't lose no weight. And her husband was looking every way but with her way, okay? But that ain't nothing to do with me. I'm like, honey, I'm not, you acting like I'm just trying to go over there and talk to your husband or something like that. I just said good morning. Y'all sitting here acting like somebody pissed in your coffee. But then after that, that's when I noticed, like, because the only time I would really come out is just to go take me a walk on the beach, go get my groceries, and whatever I had needed for my son, unless I was going to go explore, to the river or something like that, which is very rare because it was like I had to be at the house. Well, I didn't have to, but it was just like I was at the house and my son didn't really like doing stuff. So once I started putting the pieces together, it was like, damn. At first, the street mad quiet. You didn't barely see the crackheads and none of that walking up and down the street. And then it was like, I started going to the beach and people was approaching me randomly, weirdly and shit like that. I was just like, yo, something up. That's at that point I knew. But like I said, I ended up leaving the spot right in time. I think it was like right before Halloween. It was either right after Halloween or on Halloween when I just dipped out because, like, that night, Halloween, I smelled nothing but pure fucking gasoline around the crib. But I'm letting dude know, like, yo, it's gasoline over here. He had just put in the washer and dryer and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, there's shit up in here. Like, what you want me to do? Because I'm not going to clean that shit up. And then he was like, I'll put a door up or whatever. But as they was doing that, the guy was shaking the machine and water was coming through the electrical socket. And I'm just like, yo, there's water coming through the wall. So I just politely asked, like, do you have any other properties? You know what I'm saying? Like, because mind you, I had a conversation with him prior. He was like, yeah, I rent properties all the time, da-da-da-da. So I'm just like, okay, well, he's a good person to keep in contact to because it's like, I want to get into some investing on getting some properties. But, you know what I'm saying, I got the intentions to do it good so I can be able to connect it with HUD because it's people that I don't think everybody want to stay in the hood, but everybody want a chance to have a problem. So it's like I can create something to allow people to do that if I can get my hands on some properties and stuff like that. And, create a new program because it's like I already had in my mind what I wanted to do because this is like some Shark Tank type shit. And I know I got a brain to do that type of stuff. But like I said, I noticed like the house was like really weird and it was just like the floors. And I remember just walking, I kept hearing like the plate and I was just like, this is weird. And it wasn't there like when I first got there, but it was like afterwards I had noticed. And then it was like certain things will be moved around, and I feel like people didn't feel that I pay attention to all those things, but I didn't really care because it's just like at the end of the day, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. What you want me to do? Cry about it? So that's why I was like, when I got notified that hey, your hoo-ha and your stuff is out here on the web about what you was doing with dude, whatever the case, and I was like, okay, whatever. It was given, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew bro was gonna be in his feelings, but then it had nothing to do with me. That was neither here nor there. So I was just like, all right. What else flaws stuff? So it's just like, here it is, I'm already against. All these other people are against me. And then here it goes, the people in the community. And I had done nothing to these people but, hey, good morning or whatever. And I think it started to piss off some of the women in the neighborhood because I remember, like, my car, I knew that they was messing with my car. Like, my car is still acting up. It's like it's a 2022. There's no reason why the battery should be going out like that at all. So I knew that they was messing with my car as well. So I was just like, all right, so I guess you just looking to try to make me crash since you can't get, you know what I'm saying, like that. So I was just like, okay, in order for this to be going down, either this person had to do an even exchange with this person with cash, or they had to do a wire transfer to another account to withdraw so much money, or I feel like this person went to the bank itself, withdrew this money, and gave this person this money in cash. Like I said yesterday, it's anywhere between $5,000 and $50,000, which this person may have paid, like upped it a little bit more, like another, like I feel like it's 50,000. Like I pay you half right now, and once you get it done, I'll give you the other half. So it was basically like this person 100,000. Basically, somebody came up off 100,000. So it's just like, all right, cool. Well, that's your prerogative. Like, why would you want somebody gone that bad? Ain't anybody doing nothing to you, and if it's based off the fucking business, you should have just been able to have some fucking integrity. And then it's like, well, I'm losing this and I'm losing that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That $6,000 had nothing to do with me. You should have put that on there. You should have did what you said. Well, I did that out of my kindness of my heart. It didn't matter if you did it out of your kindness of your heart. That had nothing to do with me. You could have just sent me no, and I could have just waited. I could have got me a room or something like that. You just don't ever know. So I was just like, all right, cool. I said, but then at the same time, I look at it, that's what you get for trying to assume and count somebody's money before you know where this person's money is going. And then it's like, oh, well, they're exposing our secrets and what we do and all this stuff in the bed. Honey, what you do in the bedroom ain't got shit to do with me. The thing that do got to do with me is when you trying to mess with my life and my children, and you not having no integrity and not being bold enough to be able to step to me and be like, hey, I didn't like that. Okay, well, then handle that in a different way. But it was like, she was paying like random people. So it's like, I'm not a person to date, but I'm also a person that I read energy. So if I feel like you flawed, or there's certain skills that people don't have, that I do have, that I'm able to look into. So I was just like, let's see how long this game is going to run. Me, I'm a person, trust and believe. You can choose what side of me that you choose. Understand that I tell anybody every time, and anybody that knows me, don't cross me. Don't, whatever you do, just don't cross me. I'm the nicest, sweetest person. I'm the calmest person. I can keep my cool. But however, when you choose to cross me, you don't get to choose what I'm going to do next. You don't get to choose what I'm going to say about you. You don't get to choose if I'm going to expose you. You don't get to choose none of that. You're going to have zero control over that. I promise you that. I can guarantee that. And then it's like, you telling all my secrets and telling all my sins, and I don't get to get this money in. And yeah, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And it didn't make no sense for y'all to do all of that. And then it was just like, not only was it was her combined with the second landlord dude, Comedio, or whatever his name is. And it was just like, I knew it was something weird because he wouldn't show his face. The day that I signed the contract, it was a woman there, a blonde-haired woman with glasses and fair skin, and she signed the paper with me or whatever. So it's just like, y'all failing to realize, did y'all not sign these papers? Is these not your signatures? So you don't think if it goes to court, that the judge is not going to have you right there and then sign them signatures? You don't think that they're not going to get somebody that specializes in signature signing? Okay, hello. When you're moving money from the bank, you don't, like, I tell people all the time, either you're going to choose to be stupid or dumb. There's nothing that you are able to do under the sun that the national security, CIA or FBI, because they are both interceptor systems that work collidally together, especially if there's a mission and there's something that they got going on, but the FBI got something going on, but you need the information or the intel. FBI just don't get to act on it. NSA, they can, but they can give up the information to whoever they choose, depending on whatever their agenda is. It sounds like, oh, it's, it's real. You can just look up the laws and regulations about how the system's supposed to operate, what rules and regulations and what laws do they come under if you have to choose to go ahead to sue or, put somebody to jail. Me, I got enough common sense. I know where it got to be reported to. I know what needs to be reported and what's more relevant for them to be able to act on what it is that they need to do. The biggest pieces of it is, shorty, the ones like these people, they have police and stuff like that. And it's like you taking pictures of me involuntarily and there was no probable cause. So that's why I recorded him recording me. So it was just like the same thing. Then it was like random people coming up to me. You think I'm not going to take a picture of this and you think I'm not going to record you? Shit, I'm Probably gonna look dumb to you. I was taught to play dumb. Not be dumb, but play dumb. You act like we in the schoolhouse. This ain't Play-Doh. I'm gonna create you into what I want you to. No, you're not gonna create me into being like I'm a monster or I'm an a-hole or some shit like that. No, it don't work like that. And then it's like from what you're putting out to the environment and from what people encounter me, baby, it's a whole blessing when you come up over here. It's a whole different scene, baby. I'm gonna give you nothing but love. I'm gonna give you something that you ain't never felt before without even having to touch you. And if I do, even shake your hand, bless you, and talk to you, baby, you gonna be alright. I got too many people to let you know anytime you leave out of my energy, you leave from me better than what you were when you came to me. Power. But that's the power when you stand in your integrity. That's the power when you stand in your honor. That's the power you have whenever you can go ahead and speak truth and not be in fear of what somebody's going to take from you. So once you sit and grieve, everything that comes to you, you deserve it. And it's like, the biggest part of it is, baby, you won't understand. When you start having them kids, you'll start understanding what it's like to be a mama. You ain't gonna care about anything else. By all means necessary, protect them kids. And by all means necessary, protect mine. That was the same thing like when I encountered, like, how are you a doctor, bro? It's two doctors in particular that work at these hospitals that was trying the hell out of me. A social worker. And y'all was too prevalent, like digging, oh, what's this? And then what's that, honey? You asking too much questions for you to be concerned about you just getting my son to Medicaid and getting this program. And y'all more concerned about what I'm doing here in Puerto Rico. Oh, because I didn't want to speak Spanish. But then once you realize, oh, you speak Spanish without an accent. No shit, dictation, you didn't even bother to ask. I grew up learning that. Grew up French, Spanish, and English. I was in the process of learning Cantonese. That's how I held up. Because I'm a person, I'm open to learning any language. If you're willing to teach me, I'll learn it. But then it's like when you want to choose to be an asshole, shit, you get the same energy. You gotta understand, even reciprocation. But then it's like you want to put money on people's head. Cool. But understand, what comes to you comes to you. You show mercy. No, I ain't showing no mercy. You want to show mercy when it was time for me to move around. You want to show mercy when it was time for me to go ahead and try to help some other people out. You want to show them none of that. But you want to keep hunting me down and figure out what side of town she got and what she got. For what? Don't you think it's a little cringe? A little weird? Very weird. Do something to her kids too. Or hurt her face. Well, what you want to hurt my face for, honey? For what? Now, what if what you want to happen to me and wishing on me and somebody do that to you? It ain't going to happen to me. Okay. But I bid everybody adieu. Like, you don't treat people a wrong way or a particular way because you feel some kind of way. Also, someone's trying to figure out somebody got a food allergy. There's like a big black dude or whatever. I don't know if he was ex-military, in the military, or somebody's like grandfather was like brown skin or something like that. Also a Virgo. Because like I said, like even with my exes, like y'all hunting me down for what? But y'all not giving me, like, can I get my divorce papers, Jim? I don't hate you, Jim Henry. I don't hate you, Jim Henry. I don't hate you. Just give me my papers and I'll be the happiest person in the world. We can figure out the rest with the kids. It's cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to keep stressing and y'all gonna trying to have me stress the hell out or get me sick or feel some kind of way. Like, for what? You doing the most. You're doing the most. It's just called get into a creative space where you can actually acknowledge what it is. It's too much money out here. And y'all tripping over 6 figures? It's billions of dollars to me. And you tripping over 6 figures. You don't get to the top of the ladder just trying to snake people or steal people or they got money. They came from the States. They got money. Right? Nah. Or, you know, just because you came from the hood, like, shit, baby, I came from the hood. Pine Hills. Crown Hills. chilling on Mercy Drive. Call the shores at you. I ain't get the greatest, bring up everybody. You had it good. I had a cousin, Carmelita, she used to always, you had it good. Bitch, no the fuck I didn't. It's just called, I just found an escape, and my escape was education and learning and researching. All the capability, had all those scholarships and grants to be able to go to college, and didn't have the support or anybody to help me look into what I was supposed to. They knew what to do, but they choose not to. So many businesses that I damn near almost got off the ground, but they got stopped and halted because everybody wanted to feel some type of way. Men didn't usually stay because, hey, I work a lot. I like to have my money. I like security and stability because I have children. So it's like being concerned about a man. That's why when people come get a reading from me, and it's like, relationship. What about a man? Bitch, get your life together. Go get your life together. Get your money up. Go get your shit stable. But my baby daddy, in the meantime, what you gonna do when your baby daddy gone? You worried about what he doing and running around town trying to chase him? Baby, he trying to over there. Whatever he is over there doing, go get your ends. You know what's the best revenge? Beyonce said it better. The best revenge is you getting your paper. Can't nobody talk too much. You can't talk too loud if they ain't over there trying to generate some money for themselves. I'll be damned to be a woman that, yeah, it's cool to be a damsel in distress, but shit, I'll be damned if I gotta sit there and depend on a man for everything that I need. No, it's not. It's not cool and it's not fair. I would prefer to be able to provide for myself and all my needs and wants before a man comes into my life. Because by then, I can be able to see clearly, is this person worth my time? Are they able to even reciprocate? Whatever the case may be. I didn't have the Build-A-Bear. And the Build-A-Bear situation would be the same thing to tear you down. I learned my lesson. You can love somebody, but love don't pay the bills. Love ain't gonna pay no bills. Love ain't gonna make sure I heal. Love ain't gonna make sure that these kids are safe and protected by all means necessary. It don't. Shit, love damn near killed me. So that's why it's like, love, feelings, what are those? So it's like, I don't. And it's cool. I'm the epitome poster child of I don't care. That don't have nothing to do with me. However, I'm very unbiased, and I'm going to continue to be unbiased. I see life as in black and white. I'm not seeing gray area. It's nothing you're going to do to force me. Look at the gray. Look at this. I don't know. No, thank you. I really don't give a shit. It don't make dollars. It don't make sense. I got better things to do than to be concerned about, oh, this and that. Nah. Shit, like I keep trying to say, with the stock market, if you're in the United States and you ain't got a ground to be able to do certain things right now, shit, God forbid anybody that you on Section 8 or food stamps and stuff like that, they're going to put a time frame on you. They're going to put a time frame on you. Because the simple fact and reason why they got to put a time frame on you, because it's taken away from the people that actually need it. My son had needed different things from the Medicaid program that the program was supposed to have been able to provide, but they couldn't provide that because you still got people that's still on Medicaid since 1968, and they've been able to work. They was able-bodied, wasn't nothing wrong with them. Oh, girl, I got this. You getting disability off of what? The same people that was taking their kids up here to go get a check from the government and stuff like that because they could get away with it. Like I said, Drew Barrymore type shit. Like, it's some real stuff out here. And it's like, okay, y'all still conning and lying. I refuse to be a product of my environment. That's why I still be able to stand up. I refuse to be a product of my environment. Trust me, you out here villain, pimping, hoeing, trying to pay off, scam somebody big. I promise you, if I ever had to become a villain, I would be top notch. Give me the opportunity, give me the right tools and monies and access to what I need. I'm telling you, all y'all sitting here running, the whole villain era will have to be changed up. Shit, call me the female John Wick on God. Times 10. I could do it way better. But it's like, I choose not to. I don't want to be a product of my environment because I know it's too many people that can be able to help. It's too many people to uplift. There's too many people to be able to heal. There's way too many people to be able to love on. Like, man, I just love. It's enough hate. We see hate every day. There's people getting body shamed, sexually shamed. Like, it's too much. And I want to be that person to make that change. And I'm a horrible person for that. I guess I'll just be that horrible person. To, shame on me for wanting to show people love. Shame on me for wanting to be kind. And now that I have to be cold towards people and I don't want to be, I just have to be for the protection of me, because it's like I don't have that equally yoked person there to be able to balance everything. So I have to be my own balance. I have to be my own man. I have to be my own woman. I had to be my own mother. I had to be my own father. Forgive them for what they do not know. You know what I'm saying? And I don't trip on that. I'm willing to heal, grow, and do better things in my life. I'm not going to let this hinder me. I'm not going to let people's hate bring me down. You had a job to do, correct? So thank you for doing what you do, because you keep pushing me. And you keep telling God. You keep telling the Most High, Sharita, you can do this. You can do this. The times where I'm feeling like I'm falling, I was really flying. The Most High was telling me, keep your head up. I know it hurt, baby, but keep your head up. Baby, I've been crying the whole way through. And it seems like, how is she standing? Baby, I'm crying the whole way through, but God keeps telling me to stand up, because guess what? I know I got that goddess warrior energy in me. I got that goddess warrior energy in me. I am a goddess. I am a warrior. And baby, I don't back down from no fight. Like I was told as a kid, I ain't raised no punk. I was told that as a kid. So I understood. Ain't nothing about being a punk. Don't back down from nothing. Somebody bring it to you, let them strike first, handle the business next. I understand. But I won't walk around here in fear and scared because you feel like I'm going to call here and there and keep you from either getting a place or run you out of the country, baby. You know it don't work like that. Because you and your feelings, that's on you. I stand in my truth. I speak the truth. I'm not going to ever lie to you. I'm going to stand in my light. I won't ever lie to nobody. I got no reason to. Because once you start telling a lie, you got to tell a lie on top of the lie, just to keep yourself in light. Baby, they takes you deeper in darkness. Speak life, positivity, with integrity, genuinely. Because once you genuinely put it out there, it genuinely comes back to you. Tenfold. So I send this message to those with love. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to how people treat you. Pay attention to how people nurture you, or the lack of. Make logical decisions on what it is that you need to do for the betterment of you. And I bid you adieu. I hope you have a great moment. Be blessed. Don't let nothing stress you. All right?